Welcome on into the Wild Willie Podcast Show. I'm Willie Cologne, and he is
JJ, baby. What's going on, Big Willie? And you in the cowboy hats look like you with boots on the ground.
Oh, no,
in Mississippi.
JJ. I am in Mississippi. I was planning on going to your house and shooting with you. However, I was nervous about your setup, Jay. I was nervous that your place wasn't podcast friendly.
I would have loved to have you sitting up beside me, Big Willie, with this right here behind. That would have been the beautifulest view. Big Willie, come on over here. I need that. I need that background with you in it.
Yeah, I don't want to sit. I don't want to sit around a Prescott jersey. That's not it at all. So I got to be honest, Jay.
Yeah.
As I'm kind of enjoying my time here in Mississippi, the kids are having a great time. Everybody's enjoying themselves, man. I noticed one thing. Well, two things. What's bugs are out, and it's getting hotter, and it's damn hot, which calls for one thing. Summer is approaching. We are, I think, technically 14 or 15 days away from summer, the official start of summer, Jay. And I'm going to be honest. I have to salute you because I can't imagine how much hotter it's going to get. Now, I've been down there. It's been bloody hot. But you being homegrown, you've dealt with this heat all your life. And for you to be as light-skinned as you are an alien. You should be blue-black. You should be blue-black with the sun and the heat out here.
Big Willie, trust me, it ain't as hot as it's gonna get yet. You just got done easing into the goddamn hot weather. But Big Willie, it's gonna get way worse. And believe me, in a few goddamn weeks, maybe, you're gonna be telling me, Jay, I can see the change in the color. I can see it. I just need you to stay down here long enough to goddamn roast a little bit with me, Big Willie.
Well, unfortunately, we leave this week, JJ. So
oh, Big Willie, I need you to feel it all the way, Big Willie.
Yeah, we will be back, but it's time for me to go. But another thing I noticed, Jay, is around this time, two things happen. People tend to break up, and people start to make out.
Yes.
Summer love is approaching, Jay, and I felt like somebody of your caliber and your expertise, we have to talk about the do's and don'ts, right? Because the do's and don'ts of summer are important. It is. I have a couple, but I want to pass the mic to you. What are the do's and don'ts to summer 2025?
Well, Big Willie, since you're talking about the breakups and the making love, one thing you don't do, Big Willie, if it's hot as I don't know what outside, you don't be all clingy up under each other. Cause Big Willie, it just don't make the move right, Big Willie. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Oh, I agree. Yeah.
Now, I don't know. You might be different. You know, you come from New Jersey and up there in the Bronx, New York, and you come down to Mississippi. You might still want to get all huggy and sweaty and, because you used to being on the field and sweating like that. So what might not work for me might work for you. So you might like being hot and sweaty and having that sweat all on you and hugged up instead of sweating more, getting hotter in between.
Jay, I went to the driving range, excuse me.
Yeah.
And I was only out there for 25 minutes, full body sweat. I came home and I had to peel and literally roll my underwear off my ass. It was so sweaty and muggy out here. And I said, good Lord, I don't know how JJ lived in this weather. I don't know how most of you folks live down here and live in this weather. It's not, I'm a northerner. I appreciate all four seasons. And I realized at some point, we will be probably moving south. And I need to move somewhere that's going to have four seasons. The fact that you guys deal with this, I mean, it's going to be hot. I mean, it got up to 92. I think it got up to 90 today.
Oh, yeah.
And you guys are approaching 100-degree weather.
Yes.
And I'm saying to myself, you guys treat your summers like we treat our winters. Winters, you guys only come out when it's comfortable. For northerners, we only come out when it's comfortable in reference to the winter, like when we can actually track around, and because we hate dirty snow, we hate dealing with it. Nevertheless, man, I have to salute you for your perseverance because I'm leaving here in probably a day or two, and you guys can have all this shit. I want nothing. My baby girl Holly's terrified to go outside because of the goddamn bugs. It's bloody hot. And JJ, for some reason, something's going on with the goddamn crawfish in the South. I've had 2 episodes where the crawfish has been mid. The first time I went to Crawdads right on Lakeland. If you don't know, Crawdads is a crawfish spot. and it was gross to the point where it broke my heart. Then I went to Houston. Now, I just got back from Houston this past weekend. I got to give a very special birthday shout out to my good friend, family friends, Janelle. She turned 45, and her awesome husband, James. Great people. We went down to Houston to visit them. And during my time down there, we went to a spot called Cajun Cantinas, JJ. And I was excited because they looked like they took pride in their crawfish. Now, I'm going to be honest, it wasn't bad, but it wasn't spectacular. One thing I look forward to when I'm traveling down south is to get my hands on some good high quality crawfish and the boil to be pristine and life changing. I've had 2 swings at 2 different boils, and they have been mid, JJ. I haven't had the experience I'm looking for. Every time, I try to suck the head, dry. It is not giving me that juicy, spicy taste. The tails of the crawfish, small, not hitting. And I'm saying to myself, what the hell is going on? I went to 2 different states. I had one boil here in Mississippi, another boil in Houston. Both bad to mid experiences, to be honest.
Well, that's all right.
And so I'm a little heartbroken.
I got you. I told you got to go to T-Bow's in Clinton. T-Bow's, that guy is from Louisiana.
And I'm scared to go to T-Bow's because if they don't do it right,
they do it right, Big Willie.
Crawfish, we only have 1 or 2 more weeks to crawfish season, and it's done.
They I don't know how to Walmart on Highway 80 in Clinton, right across the street from Walmart, in the same parking lot, Cowboy Maloney. You go there, I promise you probably don't even want to get back up in the truck until you finish them crawfish, because I'm telling you, they juicy and they spicy like you like them. He's from Louisiana, and if he can't get you right, ain't nobody gonna get you right. That's why they call it T-Bow's.
I hope you're right, JJ.
Yes, sir.
Because if I leave out of here without feeling satisfied,
yes, sir.
There's going to be some consequences.
You're going to feel like got done it. You're going to feel like got done it. You had a bachelor party, got done it, and the Najee Twa got done it before you get married, Big Willie.
Well, I'm just saying, if I don't get a high-quality boil, I may throw a brick through one of your trucks, one of your cars.
That'll work.
Yeah. Somebody has to pay for it. JJ, we're talking about the do's and don'ts this summer. I want to tell everybody these are my couple of do's and don'ts. Listen, don't get in love. Don't fall in love in the summer. You're fooling yourself. It's okay to have a fling. It's okay to have a friend. It's okay to have a buddy. Don't fall in love.
People want to know why.
Well, I'm going to tell you why.
Okay.
Because technically, listen, we are keen to fall in love with the flesh. Mm-hmm. Everybody's been working out. If you follow social media, it seems like everybody's in the gym these days trying to look their best and finest. Nobody's falling in love with anybody that's worth quality or has anything of substance, right? Everybody's around here humping around. So if you know that's the case, like I said, I just came back from Houston. Everybody looks gorgeous. It's a beautiful city. Beautiful chocolate, amazing women, Mexican, white, everybody looks fine. You can tell there's a vibe in Houston. Nobody's trying to look for anybody. They just want hookups and thank you for the experience. So if that's the case, pace yourself, right? Like, because everybody's rocking the sundresses now. Everybody looks oily and tan. Guys are looking buff and tough and scruffy, and it's just a sexual vibe out there, JJ. So I'm worried about folks who are out there looking for love. They might be heartbroken by August or September. So if you know that's the case, and we're a week away or 2 weeks away from the start of summer, go into this summer realizing that I'm only here to have a good time, not a long time. And if you go with that approach, you may have a good summer. And then I'm gonna be honest too, for everybody that wants to travel and hit up the airplanes and go to a destination of your choice, forget that. Stay loyal to your soil. Stay home, save your money, be smart. I'm pretty sure there's a museum, park, or a beach you haven't visited. It's time to get outside, but don't save your money. It's crazy out here.
Well, Big Willie, I got to respond to that. You might have something going right there, and I'm going to tell you the reason why. Because I got a partner that just told me something last week that he talked to his grandmama about the falling in love, and especially during the summer.
Yeah.
He said, he told his grandmama, he said, you know what's my problem? And she said, baby, what? He said, my problem is I fall in love with women that got good coochie, but they can't do nothing for me.
Oh, boy.
And she said, what you say, boy? He said, that's my problem right there. He said,
Yeah.
all my money got there to go to women, got good coochie, but can't do nothing for me. He said, that's my problem when I fall in love like that too much. He said, I got to break away from that. She said, boy, what you say? You said a mouthful of it. And she said, I ain't got to even tell you none of that. I said, boy, for your grandmama to tell you something like that, it seems like you know your problem.
Think about girls right now. I think for a lot of people, it seems a lot of relationships right now seem transactional. Meaning, if you're not willing to fly me out, give me an experience, or do something that's going to benefit me and my lifestyle, there's nothing really else these girls want to do or kind of engage in. And I don't think that's for most women, but it's starting to seem like it's starting to be the norm where it's if you're not bringing something financial to the table, very few women want to have anything to do with you, and it's a lot of pressure on the men. And I'm saying to myself, all these fellas out there, if you know that's the case, don't keep it a buck. If you know what's on the menu, order what's on the menu. Don't try to order off the menu. Meaning, don't try to make it more than what it is, or don't try to do more than what she's offering. You know what I mean? If a girl's looking to kind of what's the word? If a girl's looking to kind of for a good time, yeah, just understand that she may not be for you because listen, dating is expensive. No way around it. Now, some girls may warrant or care for a coffee date, and then there's those who want to go to Del Frisco's. You got to do what's on your budget. And don't spend this summer trying to pop bottles and hit the pool parties and your ass will be broke in 2 weeks. And now you're at coach. And now you're sitting on the couch with a fan in a hot ass apartment because you don't blew all your money on some chick. So my point is, fellas, have options. Travel locally. Take care of yourself. If you find one or two that looks like it could be something, hold on to it. But slow and steady wins the race. And that's it, JJ. Those are my do's and don'ts.
So 2-piece goddamn chicken and some ice cream or banana split, them days over with Big Willie?
I think they're for the big girls, JJ. I don't think
so if you try to get on a fresh date and you like a Big Willie and you just want to have a conversation to get to know her a little bit, we can't take out on a date for some ice cream, banana split, or 2-piece.
JJ, I was the ice cream guy. That was one of my go-to moves. When I liked the girl, and it wasn't that I was cheap because I was making damn good money. Yeah. It was just like, I want to see if you would appreciate this ice cream. Because I was 50-50. I was invested, but I wasn't invested. So I wanted to see, like, all right, I got 30 minutes with you. Let's see how far I want to take it. And a good ice cream date was good. And it was fun because it was casual, it was easy. You didn't have to get all the way dressed up. Obviously, you try to look cute and you kind of, look together. But nevertheless, man, and most of the time, Jay, it was a 90% hit rate. The ice cream date always hit for some reason. I think everybody has a sweet tooth.
But will it work now in this day and time?
A lot of guys get knocked for being cheap when it comes to the coffee or ice cream date or simply going for a walk. I don't know why. They
don't even want to go to a chain restaurant now. You hear them talk about, don't take me to no chain restaurant. I'm not going to no factory cheesecake. Me and you seen that all over the internet. They talk to, they say
girls are turning down the Cheesecake Factory and the Grand Lux and the Papados.
They don't want to go to a chain restaurant. If you can't get there, matter of fact, last year they had a big thing on the internet where a girl got done it. Was sitting there talking about, you mean to tell me I got dressed up, got my hair done, nails done to go to a Cheesecake Factory?
Ooh.
Yes.
But Jay, so are we saying, because listen, we know that a lot of folks are out and about, summer's upon us, the miniature golf date night is off the table too?
Oh shoot, yeah, miniature golf. You think they finna sweat?
Is Top Golf off the table for a date night in the summer?
Sweat their hair out and swing a club, got done, and they don't got them nails done, wrists got done, and putting their hand on one of them golf clubs and breaking a nail, Big Willie.
So Jay, what are our young studs allowed to do? Where are we taking them on the first date?
When you just said it, when you got up on here, fly them out, take them to a high place restaurant where you spending damn near $200-300 a piece on the goddamn meal. The vacations, goddamn their flights. That Big Willie, that's what the world on turned into right now. That's what they want.
Is that what the streets are saying, Jay? So
yes,
all our go-tos are out the window?
Oh, Big Willie, let me tell you something. If you were singing, you was still you was in the lead. They know you was in the lead. You talking about taking them got down at the Outback Steakhouse or Longhorn? You in trouble. They gonna ask you this what you think of me? This how you value me? I mean, we ain't going on vacation. I mean, can we go to the Bahamas? Can we go to Cozumel? Can we go got done it to somewhere? I mean, what you think about me? This all you look at me for? You can do this right here with me. We can got there and go out to eat. You can do this, but you can't take me here. They don't actually have women have a list of what you got to do for them to provide for them to even want to talk to you.
Britt, you are the female voice on this podcast. Summer is upon us. We were talking about the do's and don'ts. It is a category for summer love. And we're trying to educate these young men out there before you blow the bag on women, on somebody who either you may or may not have a chance with. Brittany, can you tell us or help me understand how is cheesecake not an option for a first date? Cheesecake Factory, that is.
Yeah, I think those the cheesecake complaint you guys are talking about, and I mean I'm not that type of person. I love cheesecake in the Mexican restaurant, but sure. But yeah, I feel like the common complaint I saw was it's not a first date restaurant, or you got to take me somewhere nicer than that, at least for the first date. I don't think it's off the table for future dates, but I think that's what the women were saying. Like, if you want to, make a more of an effort than just, oh, I just thought of this nearby cheesecake factory, think of a nice place to take me. At least that's what I think. That's where they were coming from. Do I agree? Not necessarily, but I mean, I do like a fancy restaurant as well, especially if I know you can afford it. At the same time,
see, that's why does it matter if I can afford it? It's a first date.
Because we want to feel like we're worth spending that much money on, I guess. Or, you don't, you're not going to just take me to a McDonald's or cheesecake or something simple because, you're lazy or don't feel like spending that much money on me.
My first date with Akeisha was at Joe's Crab Shack. And
I love that personally.
And it was amazing. She had, first of all, I thought we were going to split the bucket of seafood. It turned out she wanted a whole steam pot for herself, which I was like, okay, we got to eat her here. It's good. And then she ordered one of them shark blue Hawaiians, took that down. And I'm saying to myself, this girl either is homeless or she has a big appetite. Either or, I was committed to the cause because she took care of business at the table. But she didn't complain. Obviously, she knew I was making money. I had it. But I did appreciate that she was like, hey, man, let's just eat. Let's just eat. Doesn't matter what happens. Let's just eat. And sure, I wasn't going to feed her off the dollar menu at McDonald's, but she didn't look at Joe's Crab Shack. One, because she's a seafood lover, but two, she also didn't look at it like, oh, this is a chain restaurant. Ew. The fact that girls throw their, I guess, nose up at chain restaurants pisses me off because I love a good Waffle House. I love a good Cheesecake Factory or Grand Lux.
And I bet you it's also that the social media effect, like. If you meet a guy that has the money to treat you right, then you want to be in that stratosphere and stuff. Like everybody's showing off on social media how much you can, all this fancy shit, clubs, like the clothes, the restaurants you're going to, Nobu. I feel like that's also part of it.
The problem with that is with that whole line. If a guy can afford it, let's go to Nobu. The problem is it doesn't work out in a guy's favor because a girl knows within 5 minutes if she wants to sleep with a guy or not.
Yes.
Right.
So it's like, all right, you don't want to tap this, but yet you want me to take you to motherfucking Noble or Sugarfish?
Yes, yes. Exactly.
Brutal.
You said the mouthful right there.
You know what I mean? That's fucking brutal.
We need to get some comments on here of what the women think about going to the Cheesecake Factory on the first date. Britt, I think we need to ask the questions about what do y'all think? Do y'all think it's okay to go to the Cheesecake Factory or a chain restaurant, or do you got down there want more than that when you're going out on the first date? We need to get some questions from the women on that.
We need to talk to the people.
Yes, sir.
I agree, JJ. That's a good one. We're going to take a break. Come on back to Wild World Podcast Show. Welcome on back to the Willie Podcast Show. I'm Willie Colon, and he is
JJ, baby. What we got going on for the news?
It's time for Hot Topics. We're going to respond to the internet. Keith Sweat, you know who he is, right, JJ?
Who can love you like me? Nobody. Who can... Yeah, Big Willie, my wife said I can't sing, but I disagree.
Yeah, I agree with Gucci. But I want to say this 63-year-old singer, legend, icon, has been woeing and swaying and gyrating and loving the ladies for a long time. And the ladies love Keith Sweat. But he's been they put him in the boiler, if you will, after this video. Britt's going to play it.
I don't mind telling you, I'm single. I done met too many entitlement things going on. I can't. You gotta bring something to the table to get something for me. I can't help it. They don't want to cook no more. I wash my own clothes, I iron my own clothes. You gotta do something for me. And I got to iron my own clothes and wash my own clothes and my mama told me how to iron, wash clothes. I'm good. Sometimes at nighttime, hey friend. You know what I'm saying, man?
JJ, that is
what
Keith
he talking
Sweat.
about, is it, Willie?
No, I don't think he's talking
Hey,
about jerking
friend.
off. Nah, I don't think he's talking about jerking off. I think
You sure he said, hey, friend?
Yeah, I think that was he was talking about holding up a phone and talking to a side piece. That's what he's talking about.
Okay.
Yeah.
I got you. Okay.
You're a nasty son of a bitch, JJ.
I just looked at the hand, Big Willie. I didn't know what he talking about, man. I thought maybe he was saying he can't get nothing out of him, so this is the only thing to go to.
Well, that's how I interpreted it was a phone. You interpreted it as he was talking to his palm. I'll leave that to the commenters. But I want to say this, Jay. 63 years old, and he said it honestly. I'm a single man because women that I have dated, I've been around the block multiple times, they aren't bringing anything to the table. Now, some would say, listen, Keith Sweat is looking for a baddie, but with his old age, he really, after those comments, is looking for a patty. And JJ, listen, I come from me being Puerto Rican, me being coming from a Spanish, not a Spanish, but Black and Spanish household. My mom was a traditional mom, right? Mm-hmm. She cooked, she cleaned, she took care of the house, and my dad came home and brought the bacon in. Nevertheless, this generation is different. These women aren't cooking, they ain't cleaning, they ain't doing nothing, but they want the lifestyle, and they want a husband, and they want to do everything we were just talking about earlier. Nevertheless, man, is that a fair generalization of the current status of women that are out there today? Because listen, I think Keith Sweat being 63, I think he's talking about 20 to late 20-year-olds, right? I don't think he's talking about the 45 to 50-year-olds who he should be dating. He wants the 31 to 28-year-olds who want to, they want to have their hot girl summers. 45 and 50-year-old women don't have hot girl summers. They have menopause, and they want to be somewhere cool. So do you think he's wrong in his assessment?
Depending on what he's looking for, like you say, as far as age group, because if you're looking for that, what you, like you say, then the 45, 50 range, those are the last of that. And to be honest with you, I just don't think the younger generation are getting taught by those generations back then to be able to do that. And it ain't that they don't want, it's that you don't know what to do, what you ain't been taught.
That's fair.
And when you're around that 24/7 and you got a mom or grandma and you're around 24/7 and you see that and it's instilled in you, then that make a difference because you're immune to it. But when you got a mom or a grandma and she in the club and you going in the club with her and y'all got done it, dropping it like it's hot, got there all at the same time, and you don't see that, then that's what you got in today's generation right now. Times has changed.
Yeah, but I also remember J-Lo in an interview, and they were asking her about her different relationships, and she went on to say, "I don't have time to be cooking and cleaning and slaving over no man. I have my own aspirations and things I want to do in my life. So if he's looking for that, no, thank you." And I think we're in a phase right now, and I agree with you, Jay. You have to be taught, and it has to be somewhat a part of you. But I also think there's, to some degree, that some women are like, That's that old slaving in the kitchen, taking care of the kids, washing, cook. That shit is old. Women aren't about that anymore, and us men need to get that image out of our heads and realize that not only are they our equal, but if anybody needs to be cooking and cleaning, it could be either 50-50 or you do the cooking and cleaning. And what you
Or
now
hire
see,
somebody.
or hire somebody, of course. But we now see men taking them on more traditional roles. More men are cooking. More men like cooking. More men are staying at home and doing the cleaning. And we're seeing more women kind of push away from that.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm saying to myself, I don't know if I'm against it or for it, because the way I was raised, my idea of a traditional woman is a cooking and a cleaning and taking care of the kids.
Yes.
But necessarily that's not talked about. And then you also think, JJ, because since we're on the topic of summer love and dating and finding that person, I think it's also on the individual to realize what you want before you sign up for anything, right?
There you go. That's number one.
Is that fair?
That's very fair, because you dictate goddamn what you goddamn got to lay with every night and marry. So goddamn, if this is what you decide to be with, I mean, you knew what you got before you got with it.
And I think that's not talked about, because so many women are afraid of, one, not finding that person or being alone. And guys, on the other hand, realize they're getting older. And guys, we're in a position, I think most older men in a position where they can reach down and get a young girl, right? But I feel like it's kind of ick. It's a little bit of an ick to me. And I apologize if I offend anybody saying this. But if you can breed that girl, you shouldn't be dating that girl. You know what I mean? Like there has to be a limit to how far. Like if you're a 45-year-old man dating a 23-year-old girl, I'm like, come on, dog. That could be your daughter. You know what I mean? Like if you're a 50-year-old man dating a goddamn 25-year-old girl, that like 25 years, that's a 25-year age difference. Like I even think the Bill Belichick situation is a bit of an ick. You know what I mean? And so I don't. Because what is your old ass
cooking? Do you think she cooking and cooking for Bill and earning his clothes and washing?
No.
Hold on, Big Willie. You don't know Big Willie. You don't think so now?
No. I don't think she looks at it. I think she'll make little cocktails for company. I think she'll throw little hors d'oeuvres in there. But as far as a full course meal, no. She may slap some eggs and bacon on a plate for Bill once in a while, but like how our mamas did it, no, those days.
What about washing and folding clothes?
Not happen.
What about
women? Women don't. It's obvious. Women don't want to. Women aren't throwing the baked chicken in the oven anymore, folding clothes, and doing those necessary things. I love my wife. My wife's not doing that. Like Keisha doesn't cook a lot. Like when we were dating, she was impressing me that she doesn't cook a lot. I mean, I know more about Uber Eats than the goddamn the pot she used to bang around. Now, we live a more busier life. We got a lot more things going on. But nevertheless, she's pulled back on some of the things that was traditional that I thought was going to be a traditional role for her. But she's like, I got no time for that. Okay. And so I've had to adjust. Does it annoy me at times? Yeah. But at the same time, what the hell am I going to do? I'm not going to divorce her because she can't cook anymore.
Okay,
so
I give you that on that and the Bill Belichick situation. But if she ain't doing none of that, the last one I got for you, she at least cleaning the toilet, mopping the floors, and got there sweeping.
You know she ain't
Bill
doing that.
Belichick. Hold on, Big Willie. Now that don't cost that ain't do.
JJ, you know that girl ain't cooking. She ain't cleaning. What she is doing, she's offering a couple rim jobs and a hand job, and she's pulling on old Bill. Those 73 years old. You know what I mean? That man's 73 years old. He ain't doing all that. But my point is to keep sweat. I think he has a point. You have to bring something to the table. If you aren't going to step into the traditional role, you got to at least be. And listen, we throw shots at Bill Belichick, but at least she's stepping in the role as a businesswoman. She is his pseudo manager and head of the operations, which I appreciate. Like you just, I can't have you be a lap
bringing
dog.
that to the table.
Right. You got to bring something to the table. And I think that's what we got to preach to a lot of these young girls. Right. You may not want to sit in the kitchen and do X, Y, Z, but you got to bring something to the table. Bringing nothing and just being pretty gets old pretty fast. So that's where we're at. All right, JJ, moving along. We got to talk about our man, Jim Jones and Ciara. Now, Jim Jones, I got a lot of respect for Jim Jones because he did go to my high school. He went to Cardinal Hayes High School in the Bronx.
Okay.
And Jim Jones, rapper, Dipset, Harlem, on and on and on. Well, Ciara has some choice words for him.
Can I just stay on what I'm on right now? Stay on it. Yeah, go ahead. I'm stay on it because why not? Why not? Like y'all have like lived life in every capacity anyone could live it in. You live in like you've already done it. So let's just seal it properly. Seal it properly because you know what? He deserves it. You deserve it. Why not? Like I look at y'all and I'm like, they're so cute and so fly. Chrissy is so beautiful and so dope, and she holds you down, like down, down, down. Like this is a spirit talking through me right here. I'm just saying, like I saw you and I got excited because I love what you are and what you mean to music and what you meant to me coming up. And also when I see y'all like from a love perspective, y'all like touch so many people. It's time. It's time.
But let me be your flower. Okay. You was here to give me them words of encouragement and words of advice. I really need it.
Yay, I appreciate that. That means so much to me. Oh, you think you're good? Come on, man. Awesome.
All right, two things there, JJ. So that's Ciara talking to Jim Jones, pretty much telling him like, hey, man, you and Chrissy Lampton have been together forever. Forever. Everybody knows that, but Jim Jones hasn't officially asked her to marry him. I think Ciara was on the edible. I think she was a little high.
You think she what?
Something doesn't make sense. Why would you pull up on Jim Jones and start talking about that man's relationship? Right? Everybody knows that Jim Jones has pretty much been kind of dragging this along for some time now, way too long in some people's eyes. But I guess I'm annoyed because, Jay, I was Jim Jones at one point. When I used to roll around with a crew of fellas and those guys, a lot of my good friends were getting picked off left and right by the marriage reaper. I was the one kind of just still roaming the streets doing me, having fun, courting multiple women, living my best life. And from time to time, I would have wives or significant others and my friends pull me aside and be like, hey, Willie, you're such a good guy. You're awesome. You're starting to get long in the tooth. Is there somebody out there? Can I set you up? You need to bring it in. You need to calm down. And I used to say to myself, like, why is my business bothering you to the point where you're making it your business?
Yes.
Because I'm sitting here saying to myself, if the girls I'm dealing with aren't having a problem with it, why should you have a problem with it?
Exactly.
And I'm not saying Ciara is saying anything wrong, but at some point, if Chrissy herself felt it was an issue, she wouldn't be with the man. If Jim Jones felt like it was something that he shouldn't be pursuing, he would have left. I feel like we got to stop pressuring people to get married because one of the best things I did was get married on my time with the person I fell in love with, and I leaned on God for the spiritual guidance, and I allowed everything to kind of manifest within itself.
Exactly.
And what's frustrating, because I think there's some folks out there, some men out there who have to sit around family functions, get side-eyed by the sisters, get side-eyed by the parents because they haven't decided to drop the knee and ask that, that lovely one gracious person to marry them. And I'm like, man, marriage isn't easy. Like marriage is hard, but it's also beautiful. And you have to do it, and you have to be in the right mind, right spirit, and you got to have some things in line before you get on your knee and take on a woman to be your wife. So I felt bad for Jim Jones because it felt like he got ambushed, and he was being respectful to Ciara.
Pressured.
And he felt like he was being pressured. And I see men go through this a lot. I went through it. Did you go through it?
Big time, all the time. I was in your situation, Big Willie. I was like the last one. Seemed like every time got done and somebody got married, Gucci look upside my head like, God damn, they married already and we ain't even married. So I understand what you got there with going through. So I had to go through the same thing. Y'all been together this long, y'all ain't did. So I understand, Big Willie. And then, like you say, all the ones that were pressured, them the ones got down to that divorce and we still together. It's like, when you make your decision on your time, then, it's like everything fall in the right place. But when you get pressure to do it, and you ain't doing it like you're supposed to, it don't come in right, like you said.
Well, I think part of it too, if I'm being totally honest, when I was in the locker room and I was around a lot of guys who were married and older than me, I was watching these guys later down the road get divorced and come around looking broken in heart and distraught. And that was part of my fear because valid, there were girls who I liked and was intimate with and had deep feelings with. I was always a little hesitant, well, mostly hesitant, because Willie Colon, the Pittsburgh Steeler, Willie Colon, the Jet. The lifestyle I'm currently living, and I'm not sure if without this helmet and this shield that I bear, are you still down for me? And
exactly.
obviously, you learned that through osmosis and dating and kind of getting closer with somebody. And some were. Not all the girls I dated were just kind of there for the ride. Some were there for me, and I got to know that through our dating. But overall, Jay, it's still about the man being ready for the decision. It's still about the man being willing to ask that question and being able to take on everything that comes with asking that question. So when I feel somebody push that person to the front of the congregation and be like, "Hey, you're taking too long," I'm like, ah.
I think people just need to stay out of people's relationships and let people do what they want to do with their own. And you got so many people goddamn trying to run other people's relationships that they can't goddamn sit there and take care of their own. I mean, really, everybody's different. What might be right for you ain't right for me, and what might be right for me ain't right for you. So let everybody deal with their own relationships.
Was there ever a need, or have you ever been in a situation where one of your girls have been in a long relationship to the point where, like, all right, this needs to take. My point is, have you ever had to step out and say, "Hey, man," to a young man dating your daughter, is marriage a real thing? Do you see yourself?
I already don't did it. Yes, sir.
Really?
Yes,
How did that go, Jay?
Well, yeah, just trying to do this and trying to get this squared away. We got this in the talk. We're just trying to handle this and trying to get. So, I just listen, and just say, oh, okay. So I say, whatever good for the goose, good for the gander. So whatever y'all decide, this between y'all. Ain't in your relationship. But, hey, I put it out there. Daddy trying to do what daddy got to do to figure out what's going on. So I basically answer my curiosity.
When I was dating Akeisha, my mother-in-law, who I love so much, hit me with one of the best lines that I heard at the time. Why buy the cow when you can have the milk for free?
Exactly. Meaning if you're getting the milk, ain't no need of you got there sitting there tying down with the cow because you're getting it for free anyway.
And I used to sit on my couch, and when Akeisha used to go back to her apartment, I used to think about that. And I'm just like, she's 100% right.
That kind of stuck in your head, huh?
It's still stuck in my goddamn head, and I'm married already. You know what I mean? So it's frustrating because I think a lot of men have to really process that, right? When you have to make a decision, bro. Like everything you want is in front of you, but don't keep milking her, right?
And that's one thing I tell my girls all the time. I say, baby, when you do everything a man wants you to do, ain't no need for him goddamn to settle down and marry you because he getting everything for free anyway.
100%.
Yep.
So all you young ladies out there, be careful what you do. Because if you're giving it for free, it makes no sense. It makes no sense to buy stock in it, right?
Thank you.
It is what it is. Moving along, we got to talk about Shaq. On the latest episode of the Big Podcast with Shaq, that's his podcast, he was talking about lifestyles. And he brought something up I thought that was interesting that most people do know or don't know. Four-time NBA champion said, I remember I was coming in. They did the Esquire article about how girls would be waiting for you. So I was looking for that. Never happened. Trust me, I was the baddest on the road. It never happened. He went on to say the article goes on to say the former Lakers star then explained the Tiger lifestyle and why NBA players have a hard time making romantic relationships work after their competitive careers end. When you live a certain lifestyle and then it all shuts down, you only know what you know. And he's 100% right, JJ, because valid, when you live this lifestyle and you're single and you're moving around, you're used to getting what you want and pursuing the type of woman who's going to give you what you want. And let's be 100. It's not always the strippers. It's not always the fast girls, if you will. I used to go with girls who had 9 to 5.
What I was going to ask.
Yeah,
have you been in that position?
Yeah, I've been with girls who are 9 to 5 type women making 6 or 7 figures, man. And they, because they're getting older and they're getting long in the tooth, sometimes they're the freakiest, right? And so when all that fucking and all that shit ends after your career, man, you kind of get caught up in just realizing like you have to kind of, like you said, you go from God to citizen, meaning like you have to kind of lower
Your standards.
Not just standards, man. I don't know how to say, meaning that every girl you meet is not down with the freaky shit, right? Because most of the girls, when I was playing, they were throwing the freaky shit to kind of catch me. They was like, oh, I know what he wants, right? Now when you're off the field, the girl's like, let's see what you, let this be a 50-50 transaction, right? Let me get to know you. You get to know me, and I see where this goes. When I was in the streets, man, I mean, first night hookups was a thing. Like, it was like, yeah, we hooked up on the first night. It was what it was. Kept it pushing. And not to say it's not still like that, but I think there's this perception that when you're an athlete, all these freaky ass women all over you, and no. If you spending your money and you're throwing yourself out there, yeah, they all over you. But if you're not just kind of like, yeah, that's like, because a lot of guys grow up listening to like how Magic Johnson was just talking about how he used to have messages to his hotel room. He used to get letters slipped underneath his door. Women in the lobby used to be chasing him. He used to have to like switch rooms in the middle of the night because girls used to find out where he was and knock on his door and it'd be on and popping. That's not it. Like, and so I think Shaq is honest when he's telling a lot of these young guys, like, you're only getting the freaks and the baddies if you're pursuing them. Then a lot of times they're not pursuing you like you think they are pursuing guys. Yeah, sure. Like, and then to be honest, a lot of these A-list athletes, they can't leave their room. And the only guys chasing them down are fat, middle-aged white men for autographs.
I don't know, Big Willie. I think they go both ways because, goddamn it, we got a lot of goddamn it women out there that locking some of these young ball players down, a whole lot of these ball players down. And that's what they doing. They got down there hooking them up. They ain't used to nothing. They coming out of high school and college, green, got down there hooking up with these 30, 40-year-olds, got down there slipping a baby in them. And they got down there, the same age as their sons got down there. And they doing what they got to do to make a living. So you got them out there too.
Yeah, but JJ, this is the thing. These dudes grew up watching some of these, like, the kid Jalen Green, he grew up watching Drea Michelle. Like, she was in music videos, she was a model, XYZ. So when he got the bag and the notoriety, he knew he had the access, and he charged her. I'm pretty sure she didn't slide in his DMs. He slid in her DMs. These dudes, like, they live a structured life, right? There's so many eyes and hands on them. When they get loose, they get fucking loose. You know what I mean? Because mama is in another city, daddy's in another city, agent is away. Now that you're a pro, you got your own money, you got your own bank account, and you're looking at and you're around people and you're in situations where you're now making the decisions. Now you're making, now that girl that was right in front of your face, now she's sitting in the VIP next to you, right? And because you have the name and the money to go along with that, now you have a better shot of pursuing her. And you're right. These girls are like, oh, that's such and such? Bang, let's do it. Because you're right, they're looking for the transaction. But these guys are also pursuing them more than they are pursuing the guys. And I think what Shaq's saying is there's this perception that because you're a big-time athlete, these girls are just flocking to you. Not all, it's not quite like that.
Or, I know who ain't going for it. Jaden Daniels got done at our mama. And maybe they just need to have more mamas got done it like Jaden Daniels got done with Washington.
No, listen, I think there's a lot of moms out there who play guard dog. Yeah. But at the end of the day, your boy gonna do what he gonna do.
You think so, Big Willie?
Yeah, man. My mom was a hound dog. She used to always.
She wouldn't.
Man, every girl I would bring around, she's like, I don't like her. And before the girl even opened her mouth, and I'm like, damn, the girl didn't even say hi to you, something about her. And my mama was a twin.
My mama was the same way.
My mama was a twin, and her twin was just as mean as her, if not meaner. So
yes.
When my mom and aunt did like somebody, it kind of gave me the more oomph to pursue them or kind of dig a little deeper emotionally because I'm like, all right, well, if the fam likes you,
they don't like them, so
they don't like everybody, right? There was this girl I dated, man. She's a bit of a socialite, shaky background. I'm gonna leave it like that. She's a very shaky background. She's been around, but I fell for her. And when I tell you, my aunt, God bless her soul, was so mean to this girl. Like, blatantly mean. And I used to be, we called her TT. I'm like, yo, TT, why are you so, like, what did she do? Something about her. I just feel it. I don't like the bitch. I don't like it. I mean, and my aunt don't even talk like that. She's actually the nice one. My mom was the mean one. And my mom would be like, I don't like her. Something about her. And so anytime I would have those conversations with my mom or my aunt about whoever I was dating, I took heed to it. I was just like, all right, well, this ain't gonna last, because if you ain't like my mama don't like you. I'm really in just to get the skins, and time will I'll be able to peel off. Now, if my mom did like you or my aunt did like you, I'd be like, okay, now you just stepped up in another category. Now you're not over here, you're over here now. We're gonna take a break. Come on back while we're the podcast show. Welcome on back to the Wild Willie Podcast Show. JJ, the B.E.T. Awards. Did you see him? Did you see
Big Willie, I ain't gonna lie. No, goddamn, it was a long day and I didn't catch it, Big Willie, but I heard all about it on the Ricky Smiley show and just different parts on the radio all day. I heard your girl Glorilla did the darn thing, and
Gorilla was good.
They say your boy Kevin Hart did the darn thing. He
really
was comical and telling everybody to go home. Goddamn it, that's why I picked up goddamn it weeknight, so y'all can take y'all ass home. Ain't no going out tonight.
It was good. It was good to see Jamie Foxx get up there and receive the Icon Award. Him, Mariah Carey, and Snoop all received those awards. Jamie was great, and he got emotional. Obviously, a lot of people do know what Jamie Foxx has been going through as far as the illness, and now he looks healthy. He looks great. He had his daughters in attendance. Everybody was crying. He was crying. He did make fun of Stevie Wonder, who was giving him an award. That was a funny moment. Mariah Carey came out and looked stunning. She spoke briefly about her career and everybody that influenced her and I guess her trajectory in the music business. Busta Rhymes did it. Busta Rhymes is the one who brought her out. He did a really, really good job. And Snoop was awesome. Snoop was awesome. He showed a lot of love to his homies. And obviously Nate Dogg. Yep. His wife, Nate Dogg, who passed away, Warren G, obviously Dr. Dre. And he was good. He was good. And it was good because he's from LA, right? Like, you can't think about LA without Snoop and Dr. Dre. And so it was good that they were able to kind of give him an award. And they ended it with Kirk Franklin. And it was a list of other artists who performed. There was a tribute to Andrew Stone that I think got overlooked. It was a really good performance. I forgot who the young lady who sung on her behalf. But overall, excuse me, the BET Awards was a hit. And the reason I bring up the BET Awards, because I think those who follow the award shows, whether it's the Grammys or Oscars or even the Tonys that just passed, man, they have become blah, right? Yeah. They've become like, ugh. Yeah, nevertheless, man, one of the best ones. BET, I think they hit it out the park. This was one of the best ones because it was entertaining. It was fun. Kevin Hart was great, and I think everybody in attendance needed a laugh, especially because I think the girl, the rap artist, her name is Doechii. She's really dope. I like her. I like her stuff. She took a moment. She goes, even though we're in this building receiving awards, there are people outside of these doors protesting because ICE is shaking up America. Oh, yeah. And so when she acknowledged that, I think everybody was like, good. And then, they were able to kind of show love, throw jokes out there, and kind of lighten the mood afterwards. But it just shows you, even in this moment of time, artists and these megastars are conscious about the state of America. So it was a full show, a well-rounded show. So I got to tip my hat to BET for having a great award show. JJ, I'm getting out of here. Anything you got going on before we close out?
Well, Big Willie, I'm doing a family trip this week, goddamn it. So I'm going to Gatlinburg, Tennessee, Big Willie. So goddamn it, I look forward to doing that. It'll be me, my daughter, So Gucci, my dad, my sister, her family. So we're gonna go out here and we're gonna have a good time, Big Willie.
Are we talking
to the
like
mountains?
Yeah, so it's like a cabin type of thing.
Yes, sir.
So are we talking like potato sack races and whitewater rafting, or are we talking about bonfire and s'mores? And
I think we're going to do a little bit of all that. Bonfire, s'mores, goddamn it, go to some of the theme parks, ride go-cars, goddamn it. We just going to, make a time out of it, goddamn it. Maybe the women will wake up and cook us breakfast or something. I ain't going to hold my breath, but, maybe.
Yeah, as we stated, the traditional woman is gone. So
yes, sir.
You may be the one in the kitchen.
There you go.
JJ. Yeah.
Yes.
All right, JJ. Well, I'll see you, babe.
Yes,
hopefully,
sir.
I'll see you before I leave town.
Yes, sir.
If not, see you next week.
That'll work.
Podcast show. I'm Willie Clone, and here's
JJ, baby. We'll see you next week.
Peace, y'all.